Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
What is up, Butterfly?
Hey, Firefly, what's going on?
Well, we were looking at this one news story and it said college students are effectively like fifth graders in their intellectual capacity and they act like 10-year-olds.
That's really scary.
So that means that their intellect and their behavior is stunted.
So it's not only the intellect, but it's also the behavior.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're acting like 10-year-olds, which 10-year-olds are immature
Mm-hmm.
and they
Impulsive. They can't make
impulsive.
mature, thought out decisions about something that would affect the future.
Yep. And they're gonna probably do stupid stuff because their friends told them to.
Yeah.
And like a bunch of 10-year-olds, they could go do really bad stuff.
Yeah. And if they're like 20, but they're acting like 10-year-olds, that's even worse because they have the ability to probably like get in a car and actually go do these things.
Yep. They have a car and some money, perhaps.
Yeah.
So they have a little bit of like wherewithal to go carry out their 10-year-old plans.
And they could like go buy alcohol maybe if they're 21, you know? So,
Totally.
yeah. So this could be really bad
It is really
in
bad.
more ways than one. I mean, this is we've talked about this a few times. Like, our society is basically becoming idiocracy. And if any of our listeners haven't seen that movie, I really encourage you to watch it. Like,
It's a documentary.
it's a documentary. I had seen, so many clips and little snippets of it over the years that I basically knew. I knew the theme and I knew what it was about and I got it. But I actually just watched the whole movie in its entirety just recently, like a month ago, I think. And I recommend that. Like, it's really good and there's so many little things in there that just basically depict what's happening in the world today with people being so dumb. And I mean, it's just so accurate. And this is where they want us. They want, they made all these changes in the school system to like make things easier because like math was racist and all of these stupid things to dumb everybody down, and they're getting this generation now that is actually dumb,
Totally.
you know?
Well, like they don't know geography,
No.
you know? Like even my daughter, who is really smart, we were watching some of the Third World Cup because it was on at some restaurant we were at, and it was Bosnia Herzegovina was one of the teams. And I was like, "Where's Bosnia Herzegovina?" She had no idea.
No idea.
And she's in
Wow.
college.
Yeah.
She had no idea. Whereas when I was in high school, geography class, in order to pass it, you had to stand up in front of the class and you had to recite off the top of your head every country in the world.
Yeah. I remember having to learn like we kind of learned like a not a song or a rhyme, but you would kind of learn it in a sing-song fashion, like to learn
Yeah,
all the countries of a continent, and
and it
how,
starts to be like a song.
yeah,
Like you remember the lyrics, but you also remember that after Ivory Coast came Chad and
yeah,
whatever other because Africa.
Mozambique, Madagascar,
Totally.
like,
You
yeah.
would know because you would remember, okay, Chad, and then you remember what came after Chad.
And it was kind of fun.
It was. And I like having an idea of where countries are when they get mentioned,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, I think that's a problem, and that's not the worst of the problems. But remember, we were watching that video that showed the like man on the street interviews, and the guy was, I think it was Jesse Waters, and he was at a beach somewhere interviewing a lot of like looked like 20 somethings, they had no idea what the 4th of July was all about. Like
Totally.
they just wanted to like hang out at the beach with their friends and like have a good
What
time.
king were we getting independence from? I think it was King Tut. No, dude. King Tut, bro.
Who was the president? And one girl was like, George
I
Bush.
think it was George Bush. And then what was the war called that we got our independence? I think that was the Civil War. Oh, it was known as World War II.
Oh
Dude,
God.
you
It
lose.
was so sad. Like they had no clue. And it was stuff that like probably a fifth or sixth grader would know,
And these
you
weren't
know?
like mentally retarded kids. They were like they
They
were
were
like
just
regular healthy kids.
they
So
were like idiocracy retarded
they were
kids.
idiocracy retarded. Like, you go up to an actual retard who's got a learning disability,
Yeah.
then it's like, okay, whatever.
No, these
Like
weren't.
Beetlejuice. I remember Howard Stern, one time he had a quiz show on
Uh-huh.
his show, and it was Beetlejuice, the crackhead, the midget
Oh
crackhead.
yeah.
He was like a black midget crackhead, and he was probably retarded.
Yeah.
And then a stripper, like from one of the local strip clubs. And dude, very rudimentary questions they were grappling. Like,
Yeah.
where is Oregon?
There's this guy that I follow on Instagram that I think is really funny, who he does the kind of man on the street interviews, and he goes up to just random people, usually like 20 somethings, and it looks like mostly like near Times Square. And he's very just deadpan. His facial reactions are like he doesn't like smile or anything. And he asks them basic stuff like how many quarters are in a dollar, you know? And these people are like, a quarter, like they're so dumb, and he just always agrees with them. He's like yes. So like he never corrects, like so
Which
they
makes
just
it even funnier.
they go off, yeah, they go off just thinking that their dumb
They're just
answer
like,
was right,
oh, I'm smarter than I
and they
thought.
feel really smart, and it's hilarious.
Remember the girl at the register who was, she goes, your total is 817.
Yeah,
And then you go, okay, here's a 10, and then here's 17 on top of it. And she's looking at it like, what?
totally confused.
I don't understand. And then she goes and starts counting out $1.99 and change to you, and you
Yeah.
go, "Why are you doing that?" And she's like, "It was 818, I'm afraid."
It's a penny short. Instead of asking me for another penny, she's like giving me like
Here's your
the
99
yeah.
cents that you didn't want.
I wanted the 99 cents. That's why I gave you 17.
Exactly. That makes sense. See, there's not a lot going on in her brain.
No.
I'm almost thinking they're not retarded, like they don't have the capacity. They just haven't really been tested.
No,
I think
not at
that's what
all.
it is.
Like not even at a kindergarten level.
It's
You know?
dude, school is such a giveaway now. Like,
Yeah.
it is so easy.
They want people dumb because if they have a dumb society, they're not going to question like the bigger things in life and what's happening. You know, they're too busy just like you know, going to their McDonald's job, not even able to make like basic change.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like,
So
so what ends up happening is people get retarded and then they have a hard time figuring out um like basic math.
yeah,
They have a hard time figuring out basic spelling. And then also they have no idea about the injustices being done to them. So
exactly.
that's why I think this is a plan. I think this kind of stupidity is conducive for the culture club.
Oh yeah, totally. Um, because if you're like I just said, if you're dumb and you can't do basic rudimentary stuff like basic math problems, and you don't know like just regular geography like where's Oregon, you're just not going to be thinking about anything too important.
You're not going to know your rights
No.
as it pertains to free speech or your right to bear arms or your right to not
No,
be surveilled.
you won't know the like you won't know what's in the Constitution because you don't even know like what the Revolutionary War was all about,
You don't know what the
you know?
Revolutionary War was about. And that's another thing too is you have to know history
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
don't repeat it. You're
exactly.
not going to know history.
Yeah, you won't know history and you won't question it. Like, I think what they're doing now too in schools is I mean, I don't think I know. they're rewriting history just like in 1984, and so
That's another thing.
they don't want people questioning
No.
any of that,
I think what they want people to have is like just like clean slate, blank minds.
Yeah,
And then if they use them for anything, it's just to learn the menial tasks that they have to do and then go home.
yeah. Oh my God, that just reminds me of did you ever see that Twilight episode where the guy
Twilight Zone or
Twilight
Twilight?
Zone, I don't know, I always forget that the Twilight Zone episode where the guy is he's selling newspapers on the corner and somebody like flips a coin into the box and it stands on end and like it stays on its end and the whole time that it's like that the guy can read people's minds. He can read their thoughts and he just hears like little snippets of their thoughts as people are coming by. And this like really beautiful blonde lady comes by and there's just nothing. It's just blank. There's nothing up there.
That's like Odie from Garfield. Remember, did you ever
Yeah.
read those Garfield
Yeah.
books?
Yeah.
And they would have like little bubbles that was their speech,
Right.
but they would show Odie, and Odie would just have a blank bubble. And he
Right.
would just be looking like, I think nothing.
Yeah.
I think that's what the kids are like these days.
They are.
They're just thinking nothing. And that's why when they go sit down and watch YouTube, they can watch a dude play video games and make fart jokes, and
And
that's
they
like
think it's
hilarious.
funny. Yeah. Well, that was like a scene in Idiocracy. Remember they were watching, it was like the top
The
film.
number one movie in the world was
Yes.
called Ass.
Yeah, and it was just like this
And it
guy's
was
bare
just some
butt.
dude's bare butt, and they couldn't stop cracking
They
up
thought
at
it
it.
was so funny. And then the YouTube type guy that was like the most popular guy that everybody loved, his show was
Ow, my
called Oh
balls.
My Balls,
That was it.
which is
It
pretty funny.
it was pretty funny, but that's like the level of humor. Like
Yeah,
just watching a dude get kicked in the nuts is so
it's
hilarious.
like 12-year-old boy humor, but the whole population had that. Like
And I think that's what
nobody
they're
grew up.
and
And that's what
see,
they're saying,
these
10-year-old.
kids in college who
Yeah.
are 10 years old emotionally,
Yeah.
they're not gonna develop anymore
No.
because that development was already supposed to have taken place.
Exactly.
Now they're just gonna be stunted adults,
Yeah.
like so many.
Yeah.
How many people do you know they're in their 30s and their 40s and they act like children?
Totally.
They're just their behavioral level is so immature because they never really developed.
Yeah.
So, this is actually kind of an issue.
It
I
is.
mean, you can't. The thing I always say is people have capacity, and all they really need is leadership, and then they can start to develop. But without leadership, these kids are going to be just retarded.
Well, so how can we turn this ship around, Firefly?
Well, I think what we're doing is the right thing. It's talking about these things,
Make
and
sure
then
your kids know this stuff, like know
yeah,
history. You can't just like rely on what they're being taught in school,
like
you
when
know?
my daughter didn't know where Bosnia Herzegovina was the other day, I told her where it was, and then I told her a little bit about the history and about they had the genocide back in the 90s there.
Oh, yeah.
So she learns about it. At least I'm teaching her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? Learning that way might be more significant and make a bigger impact on her than reading something in a boring textbook,
Where it goes in
you
one
know?
ear and out the other. Whereas I'm kind of telling her how it pertains to global events.
Yeah.
And, I was telling her that was one of those countries that was part of the USSR. And then when
Yeah,
that collapsed, it became a free country. And
totally.
she was like, oh, really? Because communism is kind of like on their radar screen.
Uh, right.
They're retarded, but they know about
Because
communism.
communism is a good thing.
That's
We're all gonna get freebies, free
See, that's
stuff.
what's going on. They've made them stupid and then tried to feed them communism.
Right.
That's kind of
And
what's going
that
on.
can work because if you're stupid, communism might sound like a good idea.
To stupid people,
Yeah.
communism sounds like a good idea to stupid people.
Yeah.
Because what does communism promise you? Big Daddy
Free
government's going to take
stuff.
care of you.
Yeah,
You don't need to work.
you don't have to work and you don't really need to worry about anything. Communism is going to be the answer.
So communism is conducive to stupid people. So
Exactly.
I'm starting to think this is a plan.
It is a plan.
Dumbing us down is a plan. Like in China, TikTok is very educational and like it teaches kids like taekwondo
Hmm.
or like math problems, and it's like totally like self-improvement.
Hmm.
Whereas TikTok here is like the ice bucket challenge.
I know. It's total idiocracy. But okay, so that's an interesting little thing that you pointed out because they are communists in China,
Yes.
but they don't want they want their people learning educational stuff on TikTok, but they don't want them to know anything about like the outside world.
And they brainwash
So
people
it's a
hardcore.
different kind of dumbing down,
Hmm.
you know?
They brainwash people over there.
Right.
As a matter of fact, that's one of the things that she's doing right now. He's trying to spread their brainwashing around the world
Mm-hmm.
because you don't have to have people dumb as long as they drink your Kool-Aid.
That's true. Yeah,
You just have to not let them learn about things you don't want them to know about.
exactly. So they're kind of sheltered. But I think for us, I think so this kind of answers my question about that because for this society has not been sheltered and they've been allowed to have so much exposure to debauchery and like degenerate lifestyles and bottomless pit behavior.
Yeah,
um I don't think they can take all of that away from this society, so they can't use that tactic. So what they use on this society is just dumbing down.
dumbing them down.
Yeah.
Because another thing I notice is they are stupid as it pertains to basic understanding of our world, but they're very hip to what's offensive and what's
Yes.
politically incorrect.
Social justice
They are
stuff.
hip to that shit.
Yeah.
Like they know what's racist and
Mm-hmm.
they know what's offensive
Because that's like the important stuff that they're teaching in school.
and they know the proper pronouns to call that dude or chick, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to handle that.
Mm-hmm.
And they also know the reasons for gender dysphoria and then know terms like that.
Right.
So they do have stuff in their brains.
Yeah.
It's just this toxic
It's
wokeism.
it's toxic wokeism and unimportant stuff.
It's unimportant stuff. Yes. And then they also waste their brains on video games,
Totally.
totally wasting their brains.
Mm-hmm.
So I think white pill is parents out there and talk to your kids every day. That's what I've
Yeah.
always done
Yeah.
because my daughter's 18 and yeah, she didn't know where Bosnia Herzegovina was, but she's also very smart because I never let her go one day without coming home and telling me what she learned in school because I was worried that they were going to brainwash her. And I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to make sure that I was offsetting the brainwashing in real time, which I think I did.
Yeah, that's good.
But then also, if you feel like she's not learning enough or he's not learning enough, your kid, then take it upon yourself. Like I read books to my daughter. I would sit down and we would read like novels.
Yeah, that's good.
And they learn that
Mm-hmm.
way. And then I would have her when she got to be like 9, she would read to me. So
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't bedtime until we did 30 minutes of reading.
Yeah, that's good. It's good.
That's
It's important to read.
that's important because
Mm-hmm.
reading, even if they're not learning shit in school, by virtue of reading, they're gonna develop their mind.
Right.
And these days, like I think about like what I learned in school. Um, I learned a lot in school, but a lot of what I learned was on my own
Yeah.
intellectual curiosity. That's the key. You have to have intellectual curiosity because then that's how I became red pilled. Is I started to go like you. Let's take you for instance. This is a good example. So when you first got red pilled, you watched the cartel or the cabal. Remember the
The
fall of
fall
the
of the
cabal,
cabal.
and it was like this long documentary. So you watched that, and then you got red pilled, right? So then what happened is the first thing that you did was you went, these people are lying to me. That was a huge revelation for you.
It was that and it was the Porge Boyd incident.
The Porch Boy.
And I saw that the news people were lying.
They're calling him a victim when he got handled with kid gloves for over an hour where he went, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And he was like in the back seat, no one touching him with the door wide open.
Yeah.
So what happens is you realize that they're lying to you. Then what was the next step that you did, Butterfly? you did research.
Yeah,
Like you were even saying you almost became like a scientist slash doctor
I
during
know.
COVID
Totally.
because you were learning all the stuff that was in. Remember, we went and watched, were you there when we went over to Dr. Judy's house and we watched the, um, were you there for that?
I didn't go to that, no.
She did like a full-on PowerPoint presentation of what
Oh,
was
wow.
in the shots.
Uh-huh.
And it was like
But
a hundred
I
slides.
went to some of her other things.
Yeah. And she always talks about that.
Yeah.
She always does that word salad where she just starts talking in the middle of a sentence and just
Yeah.
goes, "Brrr," and
eh,
but you can learn a lot,
Yeah.
right? So, anyways, what you did was you started to do your own research.
Yep.
And then so you don't have to only get educated by our schools. Our schools are failing our kids.
Right.
And that's going to be a work in progress. We have to take our government back and we have to get rid of the Department of Education. That's going to be a big slog. But in the meantime, your kids can still be smart.
Yeah.
Go and spend time with them.
Right. I mean, if you have kids, obviously you had them for a reason. You wanted them. You should spend time with them and don't just let the school be the only place they learn.
You can't do that.
No.
That's the white pill for this episode. You cannot let the school and media be the only sources of education for your kid. They will become a retarded woke person, and that's very, very dangerous. They'll
Totally.
get tattoos and piercings.
And they'll be taken advantage of,
Totally. They'll probably
because
become a chick and they're a dude, they become a chick.
yeah, because people who are, following the media they get taken advantage of.
They
They
become
become
followers.
their followers and they get manipulated.
So, instill in your kids intellectual curiosity. I think that's what you have to do.
It's good.
Have them like ask questions like, what is this plant? What do you know about this plant? Anything, when you guys are sitting there and you got an hour wait for the Olive Garden, don't just have her go on
The
YouTube and
phone.
watch videos.
Yeah.
Go and look stuff up. Or what I used to do with my daughter is we'd play Psst Ding.
What's that?
Bzz, ding means you ask her questions, and if she gets it wrong, bzz. If she gets it right, ding,
That's cute.
it's
What a
bzz,
good
ding.
idea.
Yeah. So bzz, ding
I
is
love
another
it.
thing. Just while you're sitting there waiting for the waitress to come by or what have you,
Uh-huh.
just ask a few trivia questions. And even if they get it wrong, make sure you tell them the answer.
Right. Don't just say yes like that guy does with the people on the street.
Yes, that's correct. How many quarters does make how many quarters make a dollar? 33? That's correct. Good job. Anything else on this one?
Um, I
This one's
think
kind of self-explanatory.
it's kind of self-explanatory. I think, when we read about the college students having the maturity and the intellectual capacity of 10-year-olds, we were like, oh my God, we need to talk about this.
How old are you when you're in fifth grade? I guess you're 10.
10.
So that's what they're
They're
saying.
like
They're
fifth
saying
graders.
basically college kids are fifth grade now
Yeah.
in terms of intellectual and emotional capacity.
And that's college. So
Totally.
these kids, well, we
They're
know
joining the workforce
people that go to college are getting indoctrinated.
big time.
So, and like some of the most indoctrinated, brainwashed people out there are doctors,
Oh my
and they
God.
go
We've
to
talked about
years
that.
of college.
And we've
It's
talked about
scary.
that. The Rockefeller healthcare system, when you go to medical school, it's not about blood, bones, and skin. It's not just. They
Yeah.
do teach that, but they also teach you that abortion is good
Yeah.
and chemotherapy is the right tact for some people and radiation.
And, make sure you have your pronouns on your bio.
Yes.
And also, if somebody wants to be a different gender, then we can help them with that.
You chop off dicks and tits.
Yeah.
And you just do that without question
Yeah.
for 14-year-olds without telling their parents.
And big shawarma is good for you.
Yes.
And you should get as many pokey pokes as possible.
Yes.
Those are all really good.
And look at how the doctors were during cooties.
Yeah.
They would say, "Oh, good, good, good. You have a scratchy throat and you came to the emergency room. Come right this way."
We're gonna put you on a ventilator.
First thing we do, first thing we do is we use a PCR test that, Kerry Mullis, the guy who invented it, said in no uncertain terms that this should not be used to determine if someone has infectious disease. But we're gonna just go ahead and contradict the inventor,
Yeah.
and we're gonna give you a PCR test. And then we're gonna say, "Oh, you're positive. So we're gonna quarantine you now, or we'll check you in." That's you get one or two options. If you really have a bad scratchy throat, we'll just take you in the back room and admit you.
Yes.
So now you get admitted, and what do they give you? It's REM.
Death is near.
It's REM. Death is near.
Yeah.
And
And we get a bonus, by the way, for each one of these steps that we
the
accomplish.
positive COVID test is, I think it was like 15 grand.
Yeah.
And then, oh, REM death is near, then 40 grand.
That was a big one.
But now, because you gave them REM death is near, and
All your organs are
35% of people
failing.
organs fail,
Mhm.
now what do you get?
Ventilator.
You get vented.
Teet, 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 teet.
And so while you're on the ventilator,
That was another bonus.
the girls are gonna do a TikTok dance.
Yeah, because the patients are busy dying.
They're dying.
So
There wasn't anything we could do for them, so
the
we did a choreographed dance.
the nurses had time to make up dances.
In our scrubs, we twerk in the hall. So then there's that. But then now, so they got another bonus. I think it was a fatty bonus for the vents.
Those were big fatty
That was
bonuses.
like 100 grand.
Yeah.
But then the final bonus that they get is, okay, so the person croaked, but what do you put as cause of death?
Cooties.
You put cootie.
Yeah.
So the doctors participated in that,
Yeah.
and they went along with that.
Yep.
And that was part of the brainwashing that they had to go through in medical school.
Right.
So,
I know. And I know, like, so some of the doctors I know, like nurses who would tell them, like, oh, this person has these like weird health conditions and they just got the pokey poke. It's a obvious side effect. And the doctors would specifically tell them, do not write that, and they'd cross it off because they knew that they wouldn't get the bonus if they didn't put that on them.
see,
And the people in the recording offices that were entering like the data, they would take all that information out too because they wouldn't get the bonus for doing it. They
Mhm.
couldn't say it was from cooties. So some of the doctors totally knew what was up, but then there's other doctors I know personally who have like given all of their children like several boosters. So they obviously are just completely brainwashed and think that like that's a good thing. You know what I mean? I mean, they would,
Those are the ones where, like,
those
if
are,
you go and you
it's
tell them,
beyond.
I don't want to take the vaccine, I'm vaccine hesitant,
Hmm.
they go, I'm afraid you've been misinformed.
Right.
And that's misinformation.
Yeah. They think that it's a good thing. They're actually
Yeah,
super brainwashed.
totally.
Yeah, which is scary because these are people that went to years and years of school, and you think, wow, this person's educated and they must know
You
a
know what it
lot.
is? They're emotionally stunted, though. See, there's a
Yes,
maturity level that has to take place in school that's not taking place.
that's right. They're emotionally they're fed a bunch of information, but they're not really taught how to think for themselves.
That's true.
Yeah.
They're taught not to be leaders.
Yeah.
Like when I was growing up, remember they used to kind of have like leadership day, and we
Mm-hmm.
would learn like be a leader. What do leaders do? We would learn like about leadership.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do that, I don't think anymore. I think these days these kids come out and they're just
No.
full on followers.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of weird because remember that one girl that was the Snow Not Quite White? Remember her?
Yes.
That actress?
Yeah.
And she got so mad because everybody was making fun of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody went and watched it. And she's like, I am a leader of tomorrow. So
Yeah.
she's been told, like, you can be retarded, but you're still going to run things.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of these kids are being told you're going to run things,
Yeah.
but maybe that's what the culture club likes. They want somebody who's an airhead like her running things because then she's just going to do what she's told.
We've got a couple of those.
We do.
We have what's her name? Uh what's Ocasio AOC.
Ah, yes.
She went from her bartending job straight to
Senator.
senator.
She is. And
She's
same with Ilhan Omar.
Ilhan Omar too. She's married to her brother, but she can go do all that political stuff too.
She can do that. And she's totally retarded
Yeah.
and doesn't know like real basic truths. but she's powerful because she's a puppet
Yeah.
and she'll do what she's told.
So these are sort of role models for
Mhm.
other retarded people to
And
go
that
to.
brings up another thing too. If somebody's stupid, they're probably going to have no problem with being immoral.
Right.
Maybe they would,
And indoctrinated.
it seems like that's kind of like the perfect college graduate
Exactly.
is you're kind of retarded intellectually, but you're very, very pliable. You'll do what you're told without asking any questions.
Exactly.
Ooh, I think compliance, maybe that's the goal.
Yeah, that's what they want.
So they want compliance. They don't want educated, they want compliance. You
Exactly.
can you can know a lot as long as you stay compliant.
Right.
So the white pill is talk to your kids because
Hmm.
it just by talking to your kids, you can teach them a lot. And you can have them begin a journey of discovery on their own outside of school, which I think is what you have to do these
I
days.
think so. Totally.
Any other white pills?
I think that was a good white
That was a
pill.
quick one. We
Yeah,
had to just go down that. That kind of jumped out at us.
it kind of did. I
Mm,
know.
that's kind of disconcerting.
I know.
We live in idiocracy.
Me too.
Remember when she goes up to the Carl's Jr. and is like, "Do you want to try some big ass fries?"
So funny.
It goes, and then she doesn't have enough money to pay for it, and so it goes, "Thank you for coming to Carl's Jr. You do not have enough credits, so fuck you." There was a lot of revealing of the method in that movie.
There was.
Like his car gets shut off.
Yeah,
That's kind of revealing the
totally.
method.
That's coming.
And he gets his law degree at Costco.
Yeah.
Everything's at Costco. Costco is like this huge thing. It's the only store.
Yeah. He's like, where's the whatever? And he's like, oh, just keep walking. It's about 2 miles down.
There was like an airplane that had crashed in it too.
Yeah.
Everything's just like all in disarray.
And the president was like this total, like, dumb retard that was like a
Mountain
wrestler.
Dew Camacho.
Yeah. He was like into the WWF. Oh my God.
Yeah, so watch Idiocracy, everybody, too,
Yeah,
because that's a documentary,
it
and
is.
that shows because what happens in Idiocracy is when the dude starts saying smart stuff, they go, "Dude, you sound like a fag,"
Yeah.
and then they arrest him for
Yeah.
saying smart stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what's going on now.
And the girl, remember when he goes to the hospital because he didn't know what was wrong with him, and it's like all dirty and nasty, and
Yeah,
there
yeah, yeah,
it's like green like Gatorade coming out of the
yeah,
water
yeah, yeah.
fountain, and the girl that's checking him in at the counter, she just has like this, it's like it looks sort of like a cash register, but it's like a way to check people in, and it was just like buttons of like she said,
Pictures.
yeah, she said,
It was like little
what's
pictures.
how do you what's wrong with you? And he was like trying to tell her, and she was just confused, and all she could just do was push one of the buttons. There's one that looked like somebody hit their head, and one
Yeah, yeah,
had
yeah.
like a broken arm, and that was it. There was no like typing or anything. It was
No,
just like, just push this button if this is what the person looks like they have.
yeah. And
Oh
the
my God.
doctor was like some stoner, just like total retard.
Yeah,
Like that's kind of the way I feel about going to a doctor these days. I wouldn't want to see any of these
I
dudes,
know. It's really like scary to even think about these people.
or like any kind of like I went to the dentist to get a cleaning
Hmm.
and the dude who's cleaning my teeth had tattoos.
That's
I
disconcerting.
was like, "Ugh."
I told you, like, I saw like it was like a male nurse in one of these doctor's offices, and he was all covered in these random tattoos, and I was like, that's disconcerting. Like,
Yeah,
I don't want that guy like sticking me with a needle, like taking my
totally.
blood,
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's
Like,
kind of like the way I am with gay dudes. Like, if you look at a hairy butthole and you say, "I like that more than a vagina," I don't want you working on my teeth. I don't trust your decision making. If you got a tattoo or piercings, like if he's got like big hoops in his ears,
yeah,
I don't trust his decision making.
yeah, I don't
So
want them
I don't.
sticking me with a needle.
No, I don't want you touching me.
Yeah,
Don't touch my body,
yeah.
and actually, don't advise me about financial matters either.
All right.
All right, everybody. Find us on Spotify. Find us on Rumble. Find us on
Instagram.
Instagram. We're gonna have BitChute soon. We have TikTok already. We do have YouTube, so you can find us all those places
And I have a
because.
question for our
And what
audience.
is our question for the audience?
Well, I would like to know if they've watched a movie that reminds them of what's happening in the world right now that we haven't mentioned.
Oh, yes.
So,
Mention any movies that kind of pertain to
what's
a
happening
bunch of retarded kids in college
or just what's happening in our world.
or anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Give us a good movie because we always kind of talk about The Matrix. We've talked about Idiocracy a lot,
Yeah.
but tell us another
I'm
movie
sure
that you
there's
feel
a
like
lot of them
sums
out
it
there.
up.
Yeah.
Maybe we haven't seen it yet.
Mhm.
That'd be cool.
All right, that was good.
Okay, we'll talk to everybody soon.
Bye.